The turntable was in a windy place close to the sea, and if he was not on it just right, he put it out of balance and made it difficult to turn. Today, Gordon was in a bad temper, and the wind was blowing fiercely. His driver tried to make him stop in the right place, but Gordon wasn't trying. Gordon arrived in time to see everything. James turned much too easily. The wind puffed him round like a top. He couldn't stop.
Our next story of season 1 of Thomas and Friends is called Troublesome Engine. Strangely enough, the first story in the book Troublesome Engine was actually called Henry and the Elephant, but this one opens with tenders and turntables. It starts with the bigger engines, Henry, James and Gordon, complaining about doing shunting work since Thomas have left to run his own branch line. Altogether, they cause Sir Topham Hatt a great deal of trouble. They do it so much that he had to make turntables for the bigger engines to turn, because it is dangerous for them to go backward fast. And also, tank engines like Thomas don't need those turntables, because they can go just as nice backwards as forward. Although Gordon, though, who was always boasting about having a tender because he feels and is important, well, that is just that's just not right for me to put it. The only reason he has a tender is because he is an express engine, and he needs a tender for long express runs. But Gordon goes on a rant about saying that tender engines should never shunt, and this rant causes trouble for him, as he tries to position himself on the turntable at the sheds that will be known as Vickerstown shed. We see we see that he is in a bad mood and won't even try to position himself. And due to this, he can't be turned around and is forced, or well, not forced. He must take his next train backward. Now, in real life, you would see this quite often. Tender engines running backwards with their trains. And Thomas, who sees this, makes a little remark: "Scrap your tender and have a nice bunker." And also James is laughing at Gordon for pulling his train backward. Gordon warns him about the turntable, but James just said, "I'm not as big as you." And also due to James being a much smaller engine and him position himself on the right spot, makes that he can turn easily. Well, much too easily. I always wonder what they did to make the turntable spin that fast. And also, it is a little bit weird to see James having green cheeks. Although Gordon though finds it funny and asks James, "Are you playing roundabouts?" Well, we all feel sorry for James about this. And later that night, all the free engines are talking about the problems, but they don't mention Henry's problem. That is about his elephant encounter. All in all, this is actually a great story. It's not a 5 out of 5, but more than a 4 out of 5. and it also sets the stage for the next story. Well, I'm Y2J Wire, and thank you for watching.